In this week's episode of Kitchen Science, we are going to be making salt dough fossils. So we want to, everybody knows that fossils are the imprints of an animal that lived many, many years ago. And when they die and they lay in the rock, their body forms a fossil, and that's how the paleontologists are able to dig in the rocks and find out what kind of animal lived at that time in that place. If there was a fish or a plant or a bird or a dinosaur or whatever the animal was and what features it had. So that's what we're going to do today. So what you're going to need to do this is a cup of flour, a half a cup of salt, a half a cup of water, a bowl to mix it in. You'll need a cup because you're going to make the circles out of the dough to put the fossils in with the end of the cup, a spoon to mix it with, and then of course you're going to need a rolling pin of some sort so that you can roll out the dough that you're going to make to put the fossils imprints in. So if you decide that you like this, you can always double the recipe so that it makes more fossils. Okay. These are going, once we're finished, they're going to bake in the oven for 2 to 3 hours at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a low temperature and it has to bake a long time, 2 to 3 hours. So I'll pause the video once we get them in the oven, and then when they're done, I'll show you what they look like. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is put in the flour. I have a cup of flour. I'm going to pour that into the bowl. I'm going to leave the flour out because I need the floured surface to roll the dough on. Okay, and then we're going to put in the salt. And then you're going to add the water a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time to make the dough. Okay, hold on. Just a little bit at a time. Okay. Okay, hold on. And it's going to make a dough. Now there's no sugar in our dough, so it's not going to be a sweet dough. It's not something that you're going to want to eat. Okay. Okay, we're going to mix that up. You can see it's forming a dough. We're going to add the rest of the water in. Add the rest of the water. Okay. Mix that up really good. And now we have nice dough. Okay, so you might want to, if you want to pull up your sleeves for this one, because we're going to make a floured surface. I'm just going to put flour down on the counter. And then you're going to
mix the dough up. Okay, and then we're going to get, once it looks like that, we're pretty good. See? And we're going to roll it out. So what you do is you pat it down and you put some flour on here. And then you roll it forward and backwards. Just like that. And then, whoopsie. And then when that happens, that's okay. And then if it gets too sticky, then you just put a little more flour down, and that'll kind of take that stickiness away. And then you want to also go this way so you can get more space. Now don't make it too thin, because then your fossils will be they might break apart. Okay? So we're going to put a little more flour down, and I think we're ready to start the fossils. Yep. Okay. So the next step is going to be, the next step is going to be using the cup to make the circles that you're going to put the fossils in. So you want to put them as close together as possible. Okay? Do as close together as possible so you can get as many circles as you can out of the dough. Okay? Maybe we can get one more over here. And when you push down, try to twist it a little bit so that that disc doesn't get stuck down. Okay? Okay, you can do the other two. Yeah, no, you're fine. And then the last one. Okay, oops, that's okay. That's all right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your whatever your plastic animal that you chose, and you're going to make an impression into the disc. Okay, so hold on, let me pull these aside and just kind of lift them out. And then you have this made plenty of dough, so I think that, I don't know if you would need to double the recipe. This made plenty. Okay, so yep, something like that. So what you're going to do is we found a little cat, we found a dinosaur, and what is that called? Goose? Where is he? There he is. Okay, now, I think we're going to do the wings on this one. So do you want to go ahead and put the wings in? And then we want to do the cat's impression, and then we want to do a dinosaur. So you're going to press it down. Press, press, press. And then take it out. Okay. Press them all down. So they make an impression, and then take it all out. Don't wait. Be careful. Okay, hold on a second. So see what happened here? So what we might need to do is, yeah, just like that. Don't press too hard. Okay? Yep, we don't want it to go all the way through. Yep, see what happened? And that's okay. So now we know. So we'll just be careful. We'll flip it over. And then you just roll out. Nope, that's fine. So we're going to move the dinosaur over. And we're going to use this right here. And we're going to put some flour on the object. so that when you press it in, it doesn't get stuck in there like that. Okay, same thing, we're going to use this this chicken. Okay, and we're just going to press them in like that, see? And do one more. Okay, so just get a little bit more flour. I have the dough right here. Okay, so we're going to roll that out and do the impression of the bird, but we're going to make sure we put a lot of flour on that bird so that his wings don't stick. Yep, we don't want his wings to go ahead and push that in so he sticks down. Okay, and then we're going to get a baking sheet and put these on as if they were like cookies almost. They're kind of like cookies. It's okay. So the temperature was 200. So then we're going to put these on carefully. That came out really good. I'm going to try to do the tail too. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the imprint that the wings left. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on the baking sheet, and we're going to bake that for 2 to 3 hours at 200 degrees, and then the fossils will be ready. Hi boys and girls. So I took out the, they were in here from 1:30 till 4:30. So they were in here for 3 hours at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And I used just like if they were cookies, and just get them all up off of and let them cool so that we can pick them up and see the fossil images. So I'm going to compare them to the animals. So we have the duck, and if you look at the features on the duck, you see how it has like the ridges for the feathers, okay, the way the neck is. And when you look at the fossil, you see how it has the indentations, and it shows just like the actual animal, what it looked like. A close version of the feathers. See? And then the head, the shape of the head, and how long it was, and how wide the feathers were. This all tells scientists what animal was in there, okay? Because it looks very different from this one, okay? And we know that this one was the cat. See how the tail and the head and the legs are? And it imprinted into the fossil like it would in real rock, okay? So again, we have the difference between the cat and the duck. Look at that. Big difference, okay? And then this one was the dinosaur. And his feet. This one was a little hard to see. And then this was the last one, and it got a little hole in it, but this was a chicken, okay, pressed in. And when we take it away, you'll be able to see where the feathers and the head were. Okay, the feathers came out pretty good, and the head a little bit pushed down too far, but you get the idea. So I think the best ones were the cat and the duck. But you can take any of your plastic animals, press them in, take them out, then they become hard like a fossil. See? And then what the paleontologists did was they dig it out with special tools out of the rock, and then they get the pieces and put it together so they can see what kind of animal lived in at that place a long time ago, because it's preserved. The image is preserved in the rock. Okay, so let me know what fossils that you create. Maybe you could send me a picture. I'd love to see them, and I hope you have fun with this activity. Thanks.